One Piece chapter 1071, titled A Hero's Offensive. This chapter was really, really cool. A lot of stuff happened in it. Pretty much what I'm going to do right here, really quick, is I'm going to tell you what happened in the chapter, and then I will tell you my theories on what is going to happen in 1072 and the future of One Piece in general. All right, so we start off with no cover page this time. Very interesting. So we start off with Kuma flying towards wherever he is flying towards. He then crashes into the Red Line at an island called Red Port, which is at the base of the Red Line. This, of course, causes a lot of commotion, and everybody is screaming and freaking out because a former warlord of the sea has now arrived here for no particular reason. Kuma seems dazed and not able to really understand where he is, but looks up and sees the world government symbol above him. Then we travel over to Egghead Island, where the Straw Hats and the Vegapunks are still trying to escape, and CP0 is still trying to attack them. At one point, the frontier grid and the kind of all the defenses get taken down for a small bit, which CP0 uses to their advantage to enter the island. There they see the Straw Hat ship, and Kaku then fires a sky slicer at it. During this, inside Egghead Island, Jewelry Bunny is still rushing towards Vegapunk to try to get him to change his dad back to normal. He says he can't, and there is a reason for that we don't know yet. Anyways, when Kaku fires the Tempest Kick Sky Slicer at the ship that Zoro and Brook are on, Zoro, in classic style like he's done before, casually wakes up from his nap and stops the attack dead cold. And we get one of the coolest looking panels of Zoro I've ever seen, where he says, "Who the hell interrupted my nap?" And Kaku finally sees him, Roronoa, and they get back to punch fighting like they did back in the day. Lilith, who really wants to just fight everybody, is just like, cool, looks like we'll get to fight. Luffy shows up to join with the other guys, and yes, Jewelry Bunny is still chasing Vegapunk. Then we move over to the waters of the New World. Now we're catching up with what Captain Kidd is doing, and pretty much it looks like Captain Kidd is just about to sail into the home of the giants, Elbaf. So Kidd did end up taking the correct route in the end. So then we move over to the base G14, and we have Dull there on the transponder snail with Garp. And Garp is saying, yeah, we're just gonna go walk right up to Blackbeard, and we're gonna bitch slap him and be like, give us Kobe back. And Dull's like, you're a Marine and you're just gonna lead an assault on an emperor without like any permission from the top brass. And he's like, bruh, I am the top brass. I've been here longer than anyone else has. I've been here for a minute, son. Like, I fought the Rock's pirates and won. I don't need permission to go up against an emperor because I took down 4 emperors, like, almost by myself. So Garp is just like, yeah, let's beat the snot out of those pirates and save Captain Kobe. And that's where the chapter ends. We do not have a chapter, we do not have a break next week. So next week we will be back talking about chapter 1072. All right, so that was the description of the chapter. I know it seems like I'm going really, really fast right here, but this is how I want my new format to be. So and another thing that I really want to be is for you to hit the subscribe button. Turn that thing from red to gray. Make sure to hit the bell to get all notifications so you can check out all the other videos that I am making. We also have a Patreon that you can find at www.patreon.com/AfroX. You can sign up there to donate to the channel in increments of 5, 10, 30, 50, and $100 a month. Moving really quickly here, so you also get benefits from all of those, which you can find at the Patreon. Moving very quickly here, we also have a Facebook page called AfroX. A lot of people are following right now, so it's very, very popular. Also, you're going to want to check out the AfroX official fan club. If you join that, you will be able to get into a chat where you can you'll be able to find out when I do breaks or if anything is happening outside of the norm of the channel. We also have a TikTok that is at AfroX_YT. We do a lot of random stuff on there, trying to get to 1,000 followers so I can start live streaming on TikTok. That would be absolutely wonderful. All right, now that all the sponsorships and stuff are out of the way, we are here is my theories for chapter 1072. But I see we have Trix the anime hater in the chat, so let's see what Trix has to say. Damn, Kuma made an entrance. He did indeed. That was pretty crazy. Trix says, seems like an all-out free-for-all. Yeah, it's getting nuts on Egghead. Garp dropping his status. He is indeed, but he can. He definitely can. And I thought it was a fast-paced chapter. It was definitely a fast-paced chapter. Like, I don't know what Oda was really doing here. In my opinion, Oda seemed kind of unfocused in this one, guys. Like, he was just like, here's everything. Here's everything you want, all in one chapter. I'll give you Kuma, I'll give you Egghead, I'll give you Sword, I'll give you Kid, I'll give you Elbath. Like he was just like, it's almost like he took the hat of storylines that he's been pulling out of recently and he just dumped it on the floor and said, we're doing all of it today. And so yeah, it felt unfocused, but it also felt like he's pulling the storyline in multiple different directions, which is interesting. And I feel like Oda felt like he was getting too much into an Egghead rut, because the last couple of chapters have been Egghead, and not very much else. And like, we still don't even know if Law is still alive. Isn't that crazy? It's been like 15 to 20 chapters. So it's been probably about 4 months and we still don't know if Law is alive. So that's absolutely nuts. But yeah, it seems like Oda is stretching the story like Taffy, and he's doing that so that he doesn't run out of material, so that it isn't just following the Straw Hats, so that he can follow Kid, follow Kuma, follow the Straw Hats, follow Sword, all these different avenues, so that he always has a topic to land on, which is smart. Like, I wish I wish we did that on this channel. But as I was told a long time ago, being niche is what is kind of in these days. Trick says, feel like he wanted to throw it out to catch a break. Yeah, that's weird. What's weird is this feels like what Oda would do before he takes a break, but he's not taking a break, which confuses me. time for some Fists of Love to happen. Absolutely, dude. There would be nothing more entertaining that I would love to see than for Garp to just slug Blackbeard across the face. I would absolutely love it. We do know that, I mean, in the end, eventually there has to be a punch fight. There has to be a fight between Luffy and Blackbeard. That is just the final fight. But I mean, I wouldn't feel too bad if I wouldn't feel too like Blackbeard deserves all the punishment he has coming to him. So like I wouldn't feel bad if like Law beat him up, then Garp beat him up, then like a crap ton of Marines beat him up, and then finally like Luffy's just like, okay, I'm gonna get the last couple hits in here, and you really gonna feel this one. Law is still unknown. Law is still unknown. Wherefore art thou, Law? Is Law still with us in the land of the living? All right, so theories for chapter 1072. Hard to make a theory since, like I said, Oda kind of stretched the story in all directions. But I'm guessing what we're gonna see in 1072 is we're definitely gonna see more of Zoro versus Kaku, which I am excited for. I really feel like Lilith's gonna get her wish, and we're gonna get a fight between like the Straw Hats and the Vegapunks versus CP0, and I mean, but I mean it's all crazy because the big looming thing that is over everyone's head is no one knows when Kizaru is coming, because when Kizaru comes, it is over. Kizaru is going to put his foot down, and it's gonna have a laser beam coming out of it. So yeah, I mean, really, everything right now on Egghead depends on when Kizaru shows up. Because as soon as Kizaru shows up, either the Straw Hats have to be out of there, or they have to be in the process of getting out of there. Because if they don't, they gonna get real messed up. Yeah. Unless something just absolutely crazy happens. Unless like Kizaru shows up and Zoro's just like, bruh, I'm the king of hell, and he like pulls an Ichigo and goes final Getsuga Tensho Mugetsu and does just a black line for like 1,000 miles or something like that. Unless something crazy like that happens. Which, as I've said, and as I told a lot of people in comments of other videos this week, never underestimate what Oda can do, because if you think you know what Oda is going to do, you have no idea. And that's why I always say, no matter the theory for One Piece, like, it's not ridiculous, because Oda has done weirder and Oda has done crazier. As for the future of One Piece going forward from here, I'd probably say I'd probably say and this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm on the boat with B.D.A. Law and Grand Line Review. I think the Straw Hats are going to the moon, and they're going to like get to interact with Eneru again, or Enel, as some people like to call him. But I mean, I'm kind of basing my theories of One Piece on a big theory that I've had recently, which is that the One Piece timeline is repeating itself. Wano was very much like Skypiea, and Egghead is very much like Enies Lobby. And so if we follow the same train of thought, this means that the next place or the next island the Straw Hats get to is going to be Scary, or strange or supernatural in some way. And honestly, what's more scary, strange, and supernatural than literally going to the moon? But I mean, that's what B.D.A. Law and that's what Grand Line Review think, and they definitely think that when they get to the moon, that Vegapunk is going to see that Eneru is the infinite energy source that he's been looking for. But I mean, I don't want Eneru to be the infinite energy source just because then it puts too much sparkle on a villain that I don't want to have that much sparkle, you know? I will say, regarding Kuma crashing into the red line, um, so I know a lot of people have had questions about this, but I mean, there's really three answers. Either A, Kuma meant to go there, and well, either A, one of the what is it? World Nobles or the Gorosei has a signal that tells Kuma to come immediately. And that's why Kuma showed up. Because we all know Mary Joie is on top of the red line. Or the second option is that Kuma, being designed by Vegapunk, has some of the will of the ancient robot in him, and he's going to the red line to attack Mary Joie, which is unlikely. Or the third option, which is Kuma tried to get to Egghead Island and didn't realize that there's a giant piece of rock circumventing like the entire world, and he just crashed into it like a bird hitting a window because he's damaged and doesn't really know where he's going. Which honestly, running into the red line, as we know from Laboon, or as Laboon can attest, is not a good idea, and it will highly damage you further. So Kuma is absolutely like I'd almost say Kuma is totaled at this point. Because at this point Kuma might be beyond repair. Um, I'd really hate to see it. I definitely hate to see it, but I am scared that there's going to be a point where the Revolutionary Army is going to say, you, like, you've done your thing, Kuma. We need to shut you down because you are too dangerous to be unpredictable. And I'd hate to see, I'd hate to see a euthanization of Kuma because people think that he's dangerous or out of control. But yeah, honestly, seeing Kuma die in any capacity would just make me sob for a couple chapters after that. I know that's a dark theory, but we gotta put it out there. Kuma getting shut off because he can't really like do what he's supposed to do anymore. Looking at the chat here, Trick says hard for a theory from this chapter. It really is. Kizaru showing will be the scariest since he's the fastest thing in One Piece. Catching that leg is a problem. Yeah. Honestly, if Kizaru shows off his true speed, he could literally speed blitz Egghead Island. He could fly directly through it and blow up the entire thing in one go. Don't say that. Eneru showing will be too much. Yeah. It would be crazy, but I mean, Oda has been trying to tie in the cover story to the main story for a long time, and who knows? It's either the second or third option for Kuma. Yeah, because the first option would be horrible if Evil World Noble had a button that said, "Hey Kuma, come immediately." That really sucked. Or even if the Gorosei had that. By the way, Gorosei are the 5 old men that run the world. Trick says dark, but can happen. Yeah. Shutting down Kuma could happen. So I want to hear what you think, Trick, since you were the only one in the chat currently. What are your thoughts on the chapter, and what are your what are your theories for the future? In the meantime, make sure if you want to get Afro X merch, you can get that in one of 2 ways. Either you can sign up at the Patreon and donate $50 a month, and you will automatically get an Afro X t-shirt, or you can get the same t-shirt for slightly less, $30, at www.teespring.com/stores/Afro-X-2. There is a link in the description of all of my edited videos. Yeah. Looking forward. So here's the plan. So the first Tuesday of January, when we get into the new year, we are going to be releasing the anime antagonist cipher by the Blacklist. The video is already done. All it needs to do is be uploaded, and we are Gucci. Also on that Tuesday, we will be doing another anime Legends. I'm not sure what number we're on, but we're getting pretty close to 20, which means we are pretty close to another open stream. Whew. Sorry about that yawn. But yeah, we're getting close to an open stream. And on open streams, anyone is allowed to join and talk to me, and we usually don't have a topic. So yeah. Might have a topic just in case nobody shows up, but yeah. Really planning on soon, because I've had new theories about One Piece. I'm thinking of doing a video called my bigger, fatter One Piece theory. Kind of a second part to my big fat One Piece theory that I did earlier this year. Definitely gonna find that out. I do have some good announcements, which is namely that the live stream that did the best this year was for Straw Hat Island, which was the chapter of One Piece when Luffy was about to leave Wano. He met with Momonosuke, and he pretty much like vowed to protect Wano, and he's like, anytime you get in trouble, just call me up, I'll be here. And they put up his flag, and he's like, I pretty much own this island now, and I'm an emperor, so ain't nobody go mess with an emperor's island. And that the review that I did of that chapter not only got the best live stream, but it got the second most viewed video this year, or that came out this year. And if you'll give me a moment, I can actually tell you what the number 1 video for this year was. The number 1 video for this year was well, it didn't come out this year. So yes, One Piece chapter 1057 Straw Hat Island is the most popular video on my channel that came out this year. The most popular video over the year overall was the AMV that I made called the Thunder Rolls, which has been popular for quite a while now. Yeah, that was a little more of like the what is it? Add stuff and information. Let's see what new theories and stuff Trix has come up with here. Um, the chapter was fast paced. It definitely was. It was hard to keep a handle on things that are happening. Trix says this may be the second fight that we see an admiral have a proper fight. Yeah, very true. I mean, I think what you're referencing is on Wano when the Nine Red Scabbards, Yamato and Momonosuke, they all fought Green Bull. And they almost lost to Green Bull, but then Shanks showed up. So, um, I mean, obviously, Luffy and the crew's much stronger than Momonosuke and the Scabbards. Maybe not Yamato, but I mean, Yamato's inexperienced. But anyways, I'm pretty sure the Straw Hats, like, on one hand, this could be a definite like W for Kizaru. On the other hand, this could be the worst L that Kizaru has ever suffered. Like, honestly, what could happen is like Luffy puts on like the anti-light gloves, turns into a giant, and just like chucks Kizaru onto the next island or something like that. Um, I mean, Oda's done crazier, but yeah, like either this is gonna be a win for Kizaru or it's gonna be a really really hard L for Kizaru. Um, feel there may be an unknown force that will delay Kizaru from the Straw Hats. I don't know. He kind of beelining for Egghead right now. That unseen force would have to be pretty earth shattering. Like, honestly, given what's going on in the story right now, the most earth shattering thing I could see Kizaru getting distracted by was if Kuma got to the top of the red line to Mary Joie and like all the Marines were just like, everybody report to Mary Joie. It's getting attacked by Bartholomew Kuma right the F now. Um, and I feel like that, or if Blackbeard like did something really big, would be the only things that could really distract Kizaru and the warships from coming to Egghead at this point. Um, like the name of that. Oh yes, my bigger, fatter One Piece theory. Um, yeah, and to be honest, I am excited to share my theory with you guys, just because my theory runs the line of absolutely crazy and also still plausible. Like my theory has logic, but it is ridiculous what I'm about to propose. Um, but yeah, we are going to get there. All right, that's it for chapter 1071 of One Piece, called A Hero's Offensive. I will see you next time. Make sure to check out my other chapter reviews, like the one that I did last week. I am really going to try to get links to videos at the end of these live streams. The hard thing is that these live streams have to process for a very, very long time. And so usually I'll come back even 2 hours later and they still won't be done. But yeah, make sure to check out some of my other videos, and we will be back on Tuesday with the anime antagonist cipher. So make sure to check that out. Until then, on to the next piece of One Piece, to be continued.